New York Times Magazine is about to reveal a very long story about what's happened inside the campaign, and apparently it's a fairly devastating look inside the campaign. And one of the things that went wrong was McCain listened to his advisors. But you know what? I give him absolutely no quarter for that. It's his call, man. That's the whole point. If you're going to be president, you're in charge, and you got to figure out who to listen to and who not to listen to. And you know what? You're the decider. And you made all the wrong decisions, John McCain. And now it looks like he's regretting some. It looks like he's a little bitter about Sarah Palin. But then you shouldn't have picked her based on a 15-minute conversation. You hear what Brian Williams said there? He said people are juxtaposing his sign, which says country first, with his decision to pick Sarah Palin. Meaning, if he really put his country first, would he pick this inexperienced person who clearly doesn't understand foreign policy, let alone domestic policy, as his VP choice? No, he wouldn't have. It was a political choice. And one of the guys who said that first was Mike Murphy, former top advisor to John McCain. You know what John McCain has done in response to that? Boom, you're banned. They won't return his calls. Classy move. Stay classy, San Diego. I mean, you think that's going to help you, man? They're not going to help you. So now there's this new round of stories about how John McCain's bitter at Mike Murphy and has banned him. That doesn't make you look good. That makes you look bad. God, man, they have run a terrible campaign on top of already being, in a bad situation given the economic mess that's on their hands, given what George Bush has done in the last 8 years. They were already in the hole, but man, did they dig and dig and dig and make it so much worse. Now, of course, we also have the situation with Sarah Palin and this $150,000 worth of clothes, and that's not making the situation any better. Like they always say they need a game changer to make things better, and then instantly there's news to make things worse. Man, I tell you, if you're looking at this objectively, by the way, they also haven't caught any breaks. 98% of it is their own doing. Why'd you buy $150,000 clothes? That was dumb. That was boneheaded move. Why did you decide to pick Sarah Palin? Why did you decide to deregulate for the last 10, 20 years and have the economy blow up right now? Now, it was totally their fault that the economy blew up because of the decisions they made and John McCain made as a senator. But it is bad luck that it happened right before the election. So, I mean, they're in a bad spot in 18 different ways. Now, I'm going to get back to those clothes in a second, but I want to bring JR in here. What do you got, JR?
Well, it's just an indication that as things go wrong, which sometimes things go wrong, it's how they react to it. It's infighting. There's, it's your fault, and they get mad. You throw somebody away that you probably need. So if something goes wrong while you're president, as something did when George Bush started off, what do? They do the wrong thing and react abrasively and without even thinking about it. So if you're doing it within your campaign, just trying to become president, imagine if you're dealing with actual problems that affect everybody, not just your campaign. It's an indication of how they would govern too.
Unquestionably, that is exactly right. That is why these campaigns are in some ways. You look at it sometimes and you get so frustrated because what it takes to become and to be a good president is not necessarily what it takes to run for president. And a perfect example of that is George W. Bush. He's very good at running for president, and he's terrible at being president, because basically those are two completely different jobs. But in some instances, you do get a sense of, hey, this is how this guy manages. This is how this guy operates. Right? Now, with Bush, we didn't get a very good sense of that because he cared about winning. He cared about it intensely. But he didn't really care about the job of being president. He viewed it as homework and didn't really want to do it. So you saw two different guys there. Right? But for John McCain, you're looking at how he's running his campaign, and it's an absolute mess. These so-called gut decisions without thinking it through, without considering the different alternatives, and trusting all the wrong people. Does that give you some sense of how he might govern as president? Absolutely. And then you look at Barack Obama. Cool, completely calm, listens to all of his advisors, got the top advisors in the world, especially on the economy. He's got Paul Volcker and Bob Rubin and Larry Summers, and the list goes on and on. On the foreign policy side as well, don't get me wrong, Anthony Lake, Madeleine Albright chips in every once in a while, Susan Rice. These are top-notch people, okay? And he listens to all of their advice, makes a decision, and sticks with it. Now, if that's how he winds up governing, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. So I think JR's point is very well made and very well taken.